Yeah, so fun fact, we'll talk about it in a second, but Instagram is the hardest platform to get started on. When I hit my first 6 figures, it was like 90% Facebook, not Instagram.
Oh.
I know. It's gonna be good, y'all. Okay, but I mainly want to talk about the different stages of growing today. So I want to go through what the customer journey should look like. So the thing about business that a lot of us don't know yet is that everything happens in phases. It's a very predictable thing, even with permanent makeup artists, as long as you know the different stages that you should be going through and that your clients should be going through. I remember being really frustrated because I felt like with permanent makeup, it's always like a hamster wheel. Like you see a person once and you touch them up and then you don't see them again for a year. So there's a constant need for an influx of new clients. And there is. But if you structure your business the way that I'm going to show you today, it won't be as hard as you think it is. You'll be able to do like half the work and still get the results. Are you guys ready? Let me know.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. So there's something called the customer journey. The customer journey, does anyone have that already? Do you guys know what that means?
No.
Okay, so it's the journey that your customer goes on from not knowing who you are to being a paying client. So it's very important to start mapping that out. So the 3 stages of the client journey is attract, nurture, and convert. So let's just kind of break those down. So this webinar is going to be about an hour, probably about 45 minutes, and then we'll also do like a Q&A part of this. So phase 1 is going to be attract. So attracting means anything that you do to get people's eyes on you. Okay, so that's posting on social media, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, running ads, asking for referrals, asking people to share your stuff, creating lead magnets. All those things are being done to attract eyes to your page. Now, this is the main problem that most permanent makeup artists and most business professionals, period, have when they don't really know the steps, is they skip over the most important part. So they go from attract to convert, right? So you're putting this stuff out there, you're attracting people who are interested. The number one question is, what's the price? Which is annoying, but can you guys relate? Does anybody else get that? Is that the first question people ask you guys?
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
And it's crazy because when you think about it logically, it's like, why are you concerned with like you're going to go to the lowest bidder when it's someone tattooing your face? Like, okay. So that's the question. The issue is that people want to go from that attract to that convert. So instead of the nurturing part that's in the middle, they go from, you don't know me, what's the price, to, hi, my name is Sherry and I do brows and I've been doing them for 16 years and I do ombre and I do microblading, and microblading is good for dry skin and ombre is good for oily skin, and come to me, I would love to do your brows, here's my booking link. And people are like, what the hell did you just say, in their minds? And then they click off and then they never respond to you anymore. Can anyone resonate? I see you laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, you just did my whole life right there.
Yes. I see people putting laughing emojis and everything. It's because you're missing the nurture part. So I like to use this analogy all the time. Imagine going through the mall, right? And you're walking through, you see this t-shirt hanging up in a store and you're like, oh, this t-shirt is cute. And as soon as you are walking by and you're looking at it, the salesperson comes out and they're like, hey, you like this t-shirt? You want to buy it? It's $13.99. What size? You look like you're a large. I'm going to take it. I'm going to grab a large and I'm going to take it over to the register for you. And whenever you're ready, just come buy the t-shirt. You're going to be like, you are crazy. I'm out of here, right? Does anyone agree?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's a little like pushy.
Is it a little crazy though how we do the same thing unknowingly in our own businesses to clients? Because that's the same exact scenario. To go from you don't know who I am to buy my stuff right now. we're missing the most important part. What the journey should look like, which is what every business that's successful implements, is you walk in, you see the shirt, or you're outside and they wave, hey, that's you engaging with them on social media, right? Then they come inside and they see the shirt and the person walks up, hey, welcome to Forever 21. I see you're, looking at this shirt. What about it catches your attention? Or, you see, we have it in different colors. That's how you're going to talk about like the different variations of services that you offer to people. It's going to start narrowing down their tension. They start tense at first because they're used to being sold to. If they're coming to you and the first question is what's the price, that means you're not the only person that they're talking to. So as long as we know that we're not the only person that we're talking to, you have to figure out the things that are going to separate you from every other permanent makeup artist that's trying to get the sale. And that differentiator is going to be that nurturing process. Okay, so you go back to the store, what size? Oh, I like this color. Do you have this in a medium? I don't see it. Let me go check in the back for you. That is how you're nurturing. What questions do you have about brows? Like, how can I help you? Have you had them done before? Those types of conversations is what's going to warm people up and start to kind of take down that barrier that people have to get to the sale faster. Right? Does that make sense so far to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah,
that makes
definitely.
Okay.
Can I just say something real quick?
Of course.
So, from my experience, I definitely think that I agree with that 100%. So from my personal experience, I always talk to them like I'm talking to my mom or sister, more on a personal level. And it wins every time. Like, how can I help you? Like the same thing, kind of, have you had them done before? What are your most concerns? And like, I usually ask them to send me a picture. So just more on a personal level, like not so much of a cookie cutter conversation.
Exactly. And every conversation is going to be different. And someone's in here and I'm going to pick on her and I love her to death and she already knows it. But there's someone that's like working with an ad agency right now. And there's nothing against them, but the issue is that they're typically not permanent makeup artists. So they run these ads and they get people who are probably not ideal, or they're just asking for prices. That whole approach that I threw at you guys in the beginning is a typical approach that an ad agency will give you. I've worked with clients that's come to me that has that exact script as well. And I understand it because when I didn't know what to do, or I went to my trainers, I'm 26 times certified, by the way. So when I would go to my trainers, they would be like, girl, just post on social media. And I'm like, and then what? That's how I was too, because I just wanted the sale so bad that I was skipping the most important part of the process. So yes, the more that, and the issue with that, it becomes, you are now dependent on them to be able to get you those clients because that conversation isn't working for you. You don't know what you're doing wrong. That now taps into your confidence and you start feeling like maybe I don't know how to convert clients. And then you're always going to have to depend on someone to run these ads for you to be able to get clients into your business. So ads are amazing, but you want to make sure you have your own client journey down first. You want to make sure you have your own process mapped out so that this is your business and your business model. And when you start working with people, they conform to the way you want your business to go. Does anyone agree that if you give up controlling your business, it's hard to take control back?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Can I ask you a quick question regarding the ads? That is kind of backtracking for a sec, but about the Facebook versus Instagram, like what would you say your most successful ads were on Facebook, like paid ads, sponsored, or just ads you created to your existing clientele? Or like, can you give us a little insight on that?
Do you want the real answer?
Yeah.
I've never ran ads.
Yeah, okay.
So
I've tried them. They don't really bring me new clients either. So that's why I'm asking.
no, they don't. And I don't know if you guys seen, I just, on my Instagram, I just was speaking to one of my clients yesterday. My clients don't run ads. Actually, one of my clients is in here, Deb. Deb, do you feel the need to run ads after knowing the organic stuff that I teach you?
Absolutely not. I do not run any ads. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
No, yes.
Yes.
Joanna has shown me how to get people in without spending the extra money. It can be done.
So the thing about ads is that they're supposed to add fuel to the fire, but y'all, you got to light the fire first. And if you don't know how to convert or how your conversation should go with clients, then you're not going to be able to run an ad to be a quick fix to that, because you're always going to attract the wrong clients, because that verbiage might be from someone else, something that doesn't resonate with the way that you want to run your business. So it's really important to like figure that out for yourself. And that's why you always get what's the price, because they're so busy with everyone throwing ads at them that no one is really speaking to them as a person. Does that make sense?
Right.
So what I will say about ads is that it works to add fuel to the fire when you're ready to expand and when you're ready to scale, depending on how quickly you want to scale and how much you want to scale. But you owe it to yourself and to your business to always have that foundation first. So then ads can add to that versus trying to use that strategy that doesn't work in the beginning. Or, you again work with the ad agencies and it does work, but then you bring in clients and they're pain in the ass clients. And you're like, dang, why did I take her? I shouldn't have, you know what I mean? Like I let her talk me down on my prices already. So now you've lost control. And then she came in and then she told you how to do your job and then she left. And then you tell her about the aftercare and, you will follow up with her. And then she's calling you and she's sending you pictures. Should it look like this? Should it look like that? Why are they dark? Why are they thick? And you're like, you've lost control of the situation. And guys, that has made me want to step away from my business in the beginning, because I was like, this is my business, but I feel like everyone else is in control of me and how I'm running it. So how do I fix this? And the way to fix it is to create your business model, create your systems that work, and then start to do things to scale. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, with those ads, like I do have people who we run campaigns and stuff with. And what I do with clients that we run the campaigns for is I will hop on like the back end of it and I will look at how the conversations go to figure out how to navigate the conversations with the client. Because that is my thing now, is marketing and sales. Because as a single mom, I didn't have the money to run the ads. I had to learn organically. So it took me a lot longer to understand. But the beautiful part about it is once I knew it, I knew it. And that's how I'm able to teach it to other people. Because if all I did was run ads, I would have never had a clear understanding on how to actually attract clients into my business and how to turn it into a business. That make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have all these different ways to attract. Now, the next part is nurturing. So the nurturing is, again, how you navigate the conversation, how you have that conversation to build rapport with the client. So how you're engaging back with them on social media. How long is it taking you to get back to people? Do you guys know how long you have to get back to a person before they lose interest? I want you guys to just throw a number out there and tell me how long you think it is.
A day?
So like to get back to them from the first time they respond, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, within an hour.
An hour? Okay, so I got 1 day. I got 1 hour. Anyone else want to guess? You guys tell me what you think. How long do you think it takes? So how long from the time that a person expresses interest in your service do you have to reach back out before they lose interest?
I feel like within minutes, like within the first 15 minutes, they're probably already scrolling looking for somebody else. I don't know.
Okay, does anyone else want to guess? Tatiana, you were the closest.
Wow. I figured it was something crazy like that.
You guys, you have 5 minutes to respond to a person, especially if it's coming from an ad and they're cold to you, because there's no loyalty, which is why nurturing is so important. You don't have rapport with that person, they're going to go to the next person because they're just looking for the service to be done. They went somewhere. They went to a farmer's market over the weekend. They went to their son's football game. They seen someone with brows and they're like, your brows are always flawless. And they're like, oh girl, they're ombre brows. And they're like, you don't have to draw those on, what? And they're like, yeah, girl, I don't have to draw them on. They're like, I'm finding somebody to do them. So now they're on Google. And now they're Googling people, or now they're on Instagram. You have 5 minutes if they reach out to you, even if the question is, what's the price, to respond. And if you can't, you lose the likelihood of booking them by 90%.
Wow.
That is vital. That is vital. And it's also the reason why rapport building is so important, because if you have a relationship with that person, there's loyalty there now. So they're not looking for the next person just as quick. Make sense?
Yeah, I know on Facebook they have like that rule on your business page. If you don't respond within a few minutes, like it shows on your page.
Oh,
it
like
gives
responds
you,
within hours and all of that.
So that's typically like an indicator, like, okay, they're not going to click on your page if you don't respond. So that makes sense what you just said.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't stop people the way that we would think it does, because I don't always respond to people right away. I mean, now I have autoresponders to at least start that conversation. People just don't like to feel ignored. That's what the problem is. And it's crazy because I just moved and I had that issue. I had movers, the movers backed out on me the day of, and I had to move. So I went on Google. I went through almost 3 pages before I found someone that answered the phone that could help me in a timely manner. But I was ready. And same, when people are primed and ready, if they don't have you who built rapport with them, they're going to go to whoever is available, especially if they have some good pictures on their website or on their social media when they do a little bit of research. And did you guys know on Google, if you have a Google profile, they're trying to make that something like a Facebook page now where you can post your pictures on Google? So
yes, I just verified mine, and I am able to enter my information and pictures within like the next 3 business days.
So the hard part about that communication is if you aren't available to respond, you want to make sure you have some type of autoresponders set up in your behalf, or a person or something where you can at least start that communication. If a person calls your phone and you just text them back, like even on my phone, if someone calls me, you know how on iPhones you can have like the autoresponder, I will send a message, hey, I'm unavailable at the moment, I'm with the client, can I answer you via text? That counts as starting a communication. It's when they feel completely ignored that they don't want to talk anymore after that, because by the time you get off of work and you try to call them back, they're unavailable. And it sucks because it's the reason why you're spending the money on the ads. It's the reason why you're on social media. And now it's like, I'm missing all these opportunities because I'm finally working with clients, which was the objective of it all anyway. So that's why things like I said, like autoresponders and stuff will come into play, okay? And also email and text marketing. Those are also very important things to like build rapport with people when you're not able to do it, because they still feel your presence. They still feel your energy, and that's still working with nurturing them and building that relationship. Okay. So does that all make sense? Those 2 parts first? Yes, no, maybe so. Anyone?
It did.
Okay. So you attract, you nurture, then you convert. People are going to tell you what they want all the time if you listen. A lot of us just don't listen because we're so busy trying to sell ourselves that we don't take a step back to allow people to tell us what they want. 9 times out of 10, when you're having a conversation, just telling them how you like positioning yourself to be the solution to the problems they're having is what's going to convert the client. So that's something that's super important to remember, because people don't like being talked over. They don't like feeling like they're not being heard. So that is the conversion part of it. And that could be done through videos. It could be done through like voice text or voice memos. It could be done through consultation calls. It could be done through your website. Anything that's like you providing that value and making them comfortable, they're going to book the appointment at some point. But you have to understand that with business, you're playing a long game. So some people are going to book now, some are going to book in 3 months, some are going to book in 3 years. But if you're not looking to get out of this in the next 90 days, you have to have that level of patience, because there's different levels of buyers. So another question, do you guys know what percentage of people buy right away? Does anyone know that? Yes. A couple numbers out there.
That buy right away, you said?
That buys right away. So I hop on the phone with you, you answer a question. I don't really know who you are, but you said what I wanted to hear. I feel like you're the person for the job. I'm booking an appointment. What percentage of people do that? Out of 100% of people, what percentage do you think will just jump on the deal right then and there?
3%.
Like 50.
50,
I'd say 30.
30.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the closest. So it's 20%. 20% of people are emotional buyers and they just buy. I don't know. I seen a girl at the soccer game. Her brows look the bomb. I want the brows. That's 20% of people. So the other 80% have to be convinced, basically, that they want what they already know that they want. So that's why the nurturing part of it is so important. So 20% of those people are going to be, you're the person, I'm ready to get it right now. The others are going to be, I had somebody today reach out to me and she's like, when is your October calendar open? And I'm like, I don't open my calendar that far. And she's like, can I please book an appointment on this specific day? So I ended up allowing her to book an appointment. I only work once a month. And I was like, I might have to change the date when I decide like what dates I'm going to be working in October. And she's like, I just know I want to get it done in October. It's my birthday month. So that, for example, goes to show that not everybody is wanting to do it right now. Some people want to wait for special occasions. Some people might be going on vacation and they want to have their brows done and their touch-up done before they actually leave. So important, again, to just keep positioning yourself and keep following up with people. That's why they say the fortune is in the follow-up, because if you keep that rapport going, you're always going to be at the top of the mind, And it's like they know vacation, I need to shop for it and I need my brows done a month or 2 months before I go on vacation. So by creating like a whole system and knowing your client process is going to make it so much easier for you to manage people through the entire process. Making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now once we've attracted them, we've nurtured them, we've converted them, or at least we know where they stand. So we know when a good time is to follow up with them. The next part is retaining. So that's when you're asking for referrals. That's when you're asking people if they want to come back to get their touch-up, because a lot of times people won't. That's when you're saying it's time for you to get your annual touch-up. That's another thing. I like to be assumptive. Hey, it's time for you to get your 8-week touch-up. Hey, it's time for you to get your annual touch-up. It's been a year. It's been 2 years. Whatever it is, I don't lose clients. I have clients who've been getting their brows done and getting them touched up every year for 6 years, because most of my clients are African American and we have oily skin, which means, the pigment gets pushed off of our skin a lot faster. So they typically like to come annually to get them touched up just for that color boost. But I let people know, hey, it's been a year. Were you aware? And they weren't, and they booked the appointment, and then the flow keeps going. The momentum keeps going. Does that make sense?
So do you send out like emails to them? You text them? Like, how do you keep that constant communication?
Girl, everything is automated. I can't.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why is because I was dropping the ball. I've done over 3,000 sets of brows now. And so I would forget and people will get upset with me. And the reason why it became so important for me to do that is because some people would miss their 8-week touch-up and I would like eat the cost of it if they never booked it because I didn't follow up with them, because they're looking for that from us as businesses, right? So what I do is I make sure that I follow up with them with a text message and an email whenever it's time for them to come back in for an appointment. So if they miss it, now you know it's on you versus I forgot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the entire process is all built out and it's all automated. So from the time they come to when they get their 6-week or their 8-week touch-up to their annual appointment and even a biannual appointment. So after 2 years. So I have people still, I just had someone book for tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, who it's been 2 years since I've last seen her, but she's ready to get her color boost. So an email went out to her. She came in, I think like June 12th of last year or 2 years ago. I would have never remembered to have reached out to her. Like ever.
So what do you mean by the automatic?
Huh?
Like that in your booking system that how do you remember or
Automatic?
how, yeah.
So I have my own system. Have you guys ever seen Beauty Untamed?
No.
No? Okay, so let me see. I can pull it up really quick.
Luana,
Yes.
and I got so many appointments. I had to call you and tell you to stop.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Yes.
That's what I mean. We do so
I love
many things.
that system.
Yes, because we do so many things manually that we don't even realize can be automated. And that in itself is frustrating once you figure it out. So that's why once I figured it out for me, I was like, I got to share this with the world. We got to recreate this, so that we don't have those issues. And you guys, we just started, Deb, we just started doing quizzes. So I'll have to show you that too. So now we can do like surveys for clients so that we can make a recommendation based on the survey. Yeah. We just
Very
tested.
nice. Okay.
Yes, girl.
Great. Thank you. I'm excited.
So and Cece knows because you guys both use the software. What do you guys love it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely works to get people in.
Here. So all of my clients show up on this dashboard. This is Beauty Untamed. So I keep track, me and my students that are in here, we all keep track of all communication with clients here. And so if it's a new client, you can follow up with them here. You can find out based on whatever service they booked with you. You can do packages, whatever it is. There's a pipeline to show you where everyone is at. If they booked appointments already, you know exactly who to follow up with when the time comes. Some of it can be automated, some of it you can do on your own. But this is basically just a whole software to like make your life so much easier. So you don't have to remember to do every single part of your business. So I'm trying to go to the dashboard. So this is Beauty Untamed. This is an AI-based platform that I created. If you've ever worked with an ad agency, you've probably seen a similar dashboard, but I use this specifically for the beauty business. So if people call my phone, all of my girls, you guys, they have business numbers as well through me, because I am so against giving anybody a personal number. Like, don't do it. So everyone gets their own business number, which is how people communicate with them. And if they send messages, it'll notify you of how your business is going. So you don't have to guess. And then it shows you everything about your business, basically. It's an entire dashboard for you to manage how many clients came. You see here in opportunities, there's this thing called an opportunity pipeline, and it shows you like what clients have come in, if it's from Facebook, if it's from Instagram, if it's from, what else, guys? Actually, TikTok can integrate with it now. Your emails and your text messages. If they come in and they express interest, they can go inside of a pipeline. And then from there, you can kind of manage them along your client journey. So I give everyone that works with me, like with my coaching programs and stuff, access to my systems, and then they can tweak it to make sense for their own systems and their own business models. And that's what we implement into the software. So this is how we're able to automate things. And we're also going to be very soon automating conversation. We just have to continue to train the chatbots. I don't know how I got so techie, y'all, because I was just doing browse at first, but this is where we're at. This is where we're at. So that's how I manage the conversation. Any questions?
No, thank you.
No? Okay, cool. So again, you want to attract, you want to nurture, you want to convert, and then you want to retain. And then you basically, once you have that, you want to rinse and repeat. You want to do that over and over and over again. The program is, it's a coaching program. So I have a program called, it's a 90-day program that's called PMU Mastery. So I'll just tell you guys about it. It's a 12-week coaching program. So I'll walk you through the beginning to the end of how to get clients in and how to get through every phase of business. So this is something that's going to be automatic. Basically, you guys are going to get access to all the different modules, and then there will be bi-weekly courses to kind of support you on it. But I've went through this entire process with several permanent makeup artists already to like optimize it and know what works already. So, there's that. Now that is not, it's just a course in itself. And if you want the software to come with it, then that's something that's separate. The software is Beauty Untamed. So if you feel like you're somebody who doesn't need coaching, you just need access to the software to be able to help you manage your business, that's what Beauty Untamed is. If you want to work through the 12-week sprint that I have, that's just a 12-week program where, again, I give you all the tools that you need, and then you walk through it, and we do bi-weekly coaching with myself and with Cece, as I put her on the spot. Hey, someone else that's went through this program, Cece, how do you feel? You've been through it twice now.
When I found out about this program, I was in a place where I was a beginner, amateur. I just really didn't know much about the business life of things and how to run one and successfully gain clientele. So it definitely helped. I learned like how to talk to my clients and different like ways that I can reel them in, and just managing all my like social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and having everything in one place with the software helped a lot too. So he taught me how to get clients, how to convert them from just being followers to actual paying clients. And he helped me run like campaigns, what to say. And then you helped me with my website, because at that time I did not have a website yet. And just a strategy of how to post with content and social media and different ways of marketing my business. So I definitely learned a lot. Like now I feel more confident when it comes to permanent makeup and my business.
And you're about to move to your third location since we started working together. Do you feel nervous about going to a whole new location and starting from scratch?
No, because I know that whatever I've learned, like I know it's gonna work. Whatever I learned from you is gonna work. So no,
Yeah.
I'm not nervous.
And it could be applied anywhere, guys. So again, that's what's important. There's a space for everything. There's a space for ads. There's a space for learning it naturally. Like Cece she's like, I took a break from nursing. I don't know when I'm going to go back. And I just want to spend this time learning how to build out my business. And that's exactly what she learned how to do. So now she takes on the nursing assignments when she feels like it. It's not like an obligation anymore, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I love. I love that, as you guys can see, there's people, Dev, there's Cece, who's been connected to me for a very long time and are still here. You know, I do want to create that community, because this is a catty industry a lot of times, and people feel like there's no one for me. And I want to create that. But I also want you to get results. And with results comes a little bit of buy-in. So this program is typically a $7,000 program. The one that I'm talking about, that's for 12 weeks. But today, we don't start until July 3rd. But today, it's $1,297, or you can sign up with a deposit for $147. So the way it would work is between now and July 3rd, you will get access to a goal setting training that I created. So you would start laying out your packages, start laying out your goals, start getting a better idea of what you're actually striving for. Deb, do you feel like that helped you? I know Cece is at work as well. Do you feel like that helped you to kind of visualize what direction you were going in?
Yes, but what helped me more than anything was your advice, because I know most of the girls on this call are probably doing permanent makeup. I'm an esthetician slash teacher slash permanent makeup artist. So yes, and I was so confused. Like I was just doing too many things, burning myself out. But when I had my conversations with you, I remember one distinct conversation where you told me, just choose the one that you like the most and just focus on that one. So I chose the teaching, and I really appreciate the contribution that you made. Ladies on this call, Shawana doesn't just sign you up and leave you out there. She will mentor you and make sure that you get to reach your goal. So I really love the program, and I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Thank you. I didn't tell her to I promise. I didn't pay her nothing. No, I'm kidding. No, like
No,
that is the truth. I don't want anyone to fail. But what I will say, as Deb will see, as much as I want to help you guys, I want to help you to help yourself, because I want you guys to have, you know, an understanding of what your process is. So no one can ever take that away from you. No one can ever tell you how to manage your business. And to what she said, I absolutely loved. She thought at first she wanted to focus on permanent makeup, but as we went through the program, she's like, I actually found that I'm more confident with teaching. I want to go all in on teaching. So I'm big on starting somewhere. So Tatiana, for example, you know, wanting to get into lip blush, I always say, start and really lay out your process and get very firm on the first thing that you do so that you can start to become synonymous with that. So people start knowing this is the go-to brow girl. So like me, for example, I've been a makeup artist professionally since I was 19. I worked at MAC for 6 years. I've traveled the world. I've worked with celebrities, fashion weeks, beauty magazine, director, all kind of things. But when I moved to Arizona 6 years ago, I didn't really mention makeup at all. I came like, I'm a brow artist. And this is really where I established myself as a brow artist. And I still get makeup clients because again, once I nurture them, now they're curious about what else do you have? What other services? So I have some clients that only come to me for all services that I provide. And that's the beautiful part about knowing your business, because again, no one else is in control of it. It's all what you want your business to be at that point. So it's really taking the time to dive deep into what is it that I want for myself, not today necessarily, but 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, and how can I start setting up that foundation so I can start hitting those goals. Just having that mindset will help you to hit those goals faster naturally, but you do have to trust the process at the same time. Okay. So, yeah, does anyone have any questions for me? I don't want to just talk at y'all. Any questions? Any questions about anything that we just talked about?
I do have a question. So this is going back to like having our clients reach out and, you know, what if at that time they pretty much don't show interest or they just ghost you? How do we like reach back out to those clients who I guess were potential leads and like try to reel them back in?
You just reach back out to them. It's so much simpler than you think that it is. You literally just reach back out to them. So,
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. What would you do to catch the attention of an ex whose attention you don't really want, but you kind of want a little bit? How would you go about reaching back out to him?
I mean, yeah, I'll just slide in his messages like, hey.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
Exactly. So you would do the same exact thing. It's that like, hey, stranger type of situation that's going to get their attention. And you don't say, hey, stranger necessarily, but you just follow back up with them. But what I think is important is not to wait so long in that process that they lose interest. Because then you hit them with the, hey, and they're like, who are you? I haven't talked to you in 3 years. You know what I mean? So you need to keep a level of consistency to your business, which is why, again, having the systems in place or having the software in place to be able to help you to manage them is so important. But when you are not busy yet and you don't want to commit to like the monthly obligation of a software, because it's a software. And so you're going to have to like jot down all those things. And that's something else that I give you access to in the course is what that whole process should look like. How often should you be following up with people? Actual logs for you to go through the process and write it down. I used to stay when I had no clients, all I had was time in an empty studio suite. I used to be jotting down, and I'm like graffiti artist, y'all. I used to be jotting down everything and just, when did I follow up with this person? When did I talk to her? Well, what did she say? What's something about her that I could remember that happened in a conversation where I can talk to her about it again? It could be something as simple as, hey, sorry, I know we were supposed to talk, but I'm running my dog to the vet. So when I follow up with you, I'm going to say, how's your dog doing? Because you want to be human. You have to learn how to humanize the experience as much as possible if you want to build a sustainable business. Because not only, again, will they trust you, but they're going to send other people to you because they know that, you're going to take care of them. Does that help?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Once you get through that entire process, the attract, nurture, convert, and you know exactly how to retain clients, that's when you should add the ads. Because you know what to say in conversations. You sell by listening. So when you are having conversations with people, you don't sell them what you offer. You let them tell you what their problem is. And again, you You position your services to be the answer to their problems. And then that's the conversation that you can use in your ads. And that's how you attract more of those ideal clients.
Thank you very much. It was really helpful. Some really good points covered. So just my question is about, booking ad agencies. So are you like recommending not to use them, or like to use them alongside other promotions or ads that we do ourselves, or like, because I've just recently kind of been thinking to do that, but I'm,
So,
because
so the honest question you have to ask yourself is, what do you have more of right now? Do you have more time or do you have more money? So if you have more time, it's going to serve you to do the organic strategy so that you know the process of your business. If you have more money, then you can work with an ad agency. The challenge with working with an ad agency when you don't know what your own process looks like is you're always going to have to work with an ad agency to get those results, because you don't know how to get them on your own. You need to know what your process is. Like, the better you are and the more familiar you are, even when they run ads for you, you know how to convert them. Because a lot of times, like I said, they give you just that salesy conversation. It's much easier to convert people when you know how to have the conversation. So I would always start with organic, figure it out, and then run ads to bring in more of that influx of people.
Right, sure. So with the mastery training, like, is that part of it? So like, because I'm not really good with Facebook leads and things like that. So I just kind of get lost when I'm just okay with normal, organic, simple post, and like maybe boost it, and that's it. Anything that's more technical, I'm like, oh gosh, where do we do?
So
how do I do it?
It's not technical. It's not.
Okay.
Ladies who are in the program, let me know if you agree or not. It's not technical. I give you very practical steps. It's all the things we tell ourselves, or that we hear, or that we see other people doing, that makes us feel like it has to be a lot harder than it is, and it doesn't. So what I tell you is very simple things to do. Like, for example, when we start out, we're going to do a 30-day content sprint. Now, the reason why we do that is because, content bootcamp. The reason why we do that is because your metrics on your social media are going to tell you everything that you need to know to get more clients in. And a lot of people don't realize that. So what I have you guys do is post for 30 days, and I tell you exactly what to post every single day on social media. And based on the responses that you get, we use those numbers to put more out of what people want to see and take away what they don't. So your business is your baby. It's from your perspective, but it's for your client. So when you are putting stuff out there, even when it comes to ideal clients, for example, people are always confused about the whole ideal client thing. And I'm like, just put stuff out there and find out. I figured out who my ideal client was by knowing who my ideal client wasn't. Because when I was putting certain content out and I was getting certain people in, I'm like, I don't want to work with you, and then I didn't work with that person anymore. But when I found people that I really liked, I paid attention to those conversations, and I had more of those conversations with them. I always say, start organic first and get a feel for your business and how you want your business to flow. Because then you're like Cece, for example, she's opening up her third location in a different spot than her other two locations were in. If she didn't know how to start from scratch wherever she was at and get new clients, she would be like, oh my God, I have to find another ad agency. And now everything else that I've spent money on is in vain. It's not that way when you know your own process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Being here. Thank you guys for spending your time with me. Thank you for being interactive. I thank you ladies who are already working with me for jumping in here and being my reinforcement. I know it's always something different, right? Deb, did you learn anything different today, like a new gem or something that you didn't already know?
I'm sorry. I was.
Oh,
yes, actually, I did. The number of people who will commit right away, I didn't know that it was 20%. I was thinking it was like maybe 10.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good to know. Yes,
well, okay,
I did
so
learn some good
that's the
things.
type of buyers. So you have logical buyers that you have to like convince them to spend money, and then you have emotional buyers where if you have that conversation and they like your vibe, they're just going to buy right away. That's the 20%.
Right.
Yeah.
That was interesting to know that. I didn't really realize what the figures were approximately. So I did learn that.
It has so much to do with our artistry. That's how we get the clients to say yes, finally. But when it comes to the numbers that are needed, you guys will see if you guys join the program, it's all a numerical thing. Like, you're able to figure out exactly how many people you need to talk to get exactly how many clients and you need to a month to get the numbers that you want to get to. So once you understand that, then it's not about just promote and throw spaghetti at the wall. It's about being strategic. I need to reach out to 15 people a day in this way and start having those conversations. I need to reach out to, 30 people a day to have those conversations to get them in, basically, to get their brows done or to get whatever service done. So it's a numbers thing. It's not just about just aimlessly posting, because we also think that numbers count. We also think that followers count, and they don't. Cece left, but I don't even think she had 1,000 followers when we started working together. And it was her 1 year anniversary. We ran a campaign and she booked, I think, 18 to 20 clients within like 5 days, all from organic strategies, because I know how to have those conversations with people. So that's what I kind of help you guys to navigate through in this program. Good. Okay, so I don't want to hold you guys. Again, I thank you all for your time. And
Thank you, Joanna.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you were able to get some value and just get some more clarity. I do these things to be able to answer the questions you guys have, to give you that clarity. So yeah, I hope to see you guys inside of the program.
So thank you very much.
So thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.